Hi, this is Matthew from LoveBudi, your home for love, with a love tip for today. Talking about desperation. Desperation is a really, it's a horrible feeling if you've ever felt desperate. Now, people that are hungry, people that are being abused, people that are in a horrible situation, maybe even a job that they hate, or maybe in a lot of different situations, people will feel desperate and they get themselves into a state of desperation. They have nowhere to turn. Their back's up against the wall, as we say. When you feel desperate, when you feel desperation, how do you handle that? What can you do? I think one of the most famous quotes that my grandfather shared with me when I was very young was from Henry David Thoreau, and the quotation was, "I live each day in quiet desperation." How many of us feel that way? Do you feel that way sometimes? I've definitely felt desperate at times. And I have acted out of that desperation. I don't know if you ever have, but I certainly have. I've done things that were not loving at all, that were really wrong, that were really mean to other people or disrespectful or maybe even illegal when we come back to think about it. So we all have the potential as human beings to act desperate, to act out of control, out of touch with the right thing to do. The right thing is the thing that we would prefer to do if we didn't feel desperate. So how do you get away from this? How do you handle desperation? Well, as usual, love is the answer. Love comes to the rescue. One of the things we know when we're in touch with love, since I've started really focusing on getting more love in my life and sharing that with others, learning, teaching, and sharing love. One of the things I've really been able to do is take a deep breath, calm down, be aware of the love that I feel inside. Be aware of the love that I have inside and have faith in love. So when you study love, you understand love, you come to the point where you really realize, I don't need to feel desperate. It's okay. It's going to be all right. You get this overall feeling. You get this feeling in your heart, in your limbs, in your mind, in all those muscles that tense up, in your breathing that becomes irregular. You come to understand, you come to remember, you come to feel just how powerful love is, more powerful than anything else. And when you really know that, when you become a daily practicer, of a person who's working to be conscious about love in their own lives and be more of a loving person, you find that, hey, I don't need to be desperate. I don't need to flip out. I don't need to become so upset about this situation that I lose sight of how I want to be, of being loving. We can live each day in quiet desperation. We can, when we feel like our back is against the wall. But love is conscious. So if we're in a chronic situation, I'm not talking about an acute situation where you're ready to fall off a cliff or somebody's getting ready to be hurt, something like that. When it comes to a chronic situation, maybe we're in a job that we hate. Maybe we're in a relationship that's just not working. Maybe we're in some kind of a situation with our family, or with our home, or with our friends, or with our health. That can be a biggie, right? When we're in touch with love, when we're meditating on love, when we're in touch with our body, when I want to talk about it, it automatically comes over me, this feeling of calmness. So when I think about it, I try to imagine, what is that like, so I can share that with you. It automatically brings that, feeling to me. And it's the knowledge that everything's going to be okay, and that we need to nurture ourselves. We have a responsibility to ourselves. Love acts. So if you're in a situation where I'm talking about a relationship or a job or whatever, something that's just grinding away at you, it's a chronic situation, you can think creatively. You can meditate on this. And you can know that, wow, I need to nurture myself. I need to get out of this situation. I need to find a way. So you crack the books, or you search on the internet, or you sit down and you have a talk with these people that you're having trouble with. You look for another job. There are a million solutions. There are more solutions than there are problems. And that's a wonderful thing. And that's a good reason to trust in love. When you know love, you know the universe is kind, you trust in the love, you're going to find yourself all kinds of solutions to whatever situation you're in. And you'll find that there's no real reason to live each day in quiet desperation. When it's an acute situation, something where you're being attacked or somebody's going to fall off a cliff, or the house is on fire, something like that, okay, I'm not talking about that kind of desperation. In that situation, you've got to act quickly and do the thing that makes the most sense to survive, help those survive that you love, that you care about. Do what you can, the best you can in that situation. Sometimes adrenaline and flipping out is what's required to solve that problem. But I'm talking about more of a chronic situation like Thoreau's referring to, living each day in quiet desperation. There's no need for that. If there's love in your life, you're not going to live each day in quiet desperation, I promise. Thanks so much for listening. This is Matthew from LoveBudi, your home for love. Thank you so much for listening. I appreciate it. I appreciate you being there. I'm really grateful that there are people in this world that care about love, that want to understand love, that want to share love, teach love, and learn love like I sure do. Okay, we'll see you next time. I love you. Until then, bye-bye for now.